Hey guys, my name is Brian Campbell and I'm with the Church Collective. I've got Chris Jackson here from the Church Collective as well, and got Mike Wilson over here from Auckland, New Zealand. He was on our team this weekend for Identity 2015 in Christchurch. And this is Rachel McConaughey, the leader and the worship leader here at South City C3, and then she was the organizer of the conference here. So we just wanted to say thank you so much for having us here this weekend. And we wanted to just share a little bit about Christchurch and what's going on in the city. For a lot of people stateside, they probably haven't heard too much about the quakes and exactly what that looked like. So can you share a little bit about the city and what the last couple of years have looked like for you?
Yeah. So we're in the South Island of New Zealand, in a small city called Christchurch, and 4 years ago we had an earthquake that really damaged the central business district of our city, and just nearly 200 people were actually killed in the earthquake, and it totally shook things up, like in the physical, but also I think shook up people's lives, like emotionally. There's a lot of instability, things that people took for granted that they could rely on, like buildings and streets staying the same and family members not dying. Just everything fell apart, and basically it was pretty shocking, but some really good things came out of it. So yeah,
what were some of the good things that came out of it in terms of the churches?
Well, a lot of churches lost their buildings, so they had to find places to meet. So we had a lot of churches sharing buildings, multiple services happening throughout the weekend from multiple churches. Also, we had some church pastors getting together, having conversations that they'd never had about how they could really reach their city and spread out so that everyone could be reached, and so that we were all kind of covering the city in terms of reaching the people we wanted to reach, and all working together instead of just doing our own thing.
Man, and it's been amazing to see that. You know, we all plugged into different churches over the weekend, and seeing just what God's doing in the city. It's super collaborative. And as a church collective, that's really our heart too, to see churches in a region working together, not just as their separate churches, but as the church. And your church is really unique in that too, right?
Yeah. In what way?
Sorry, that was that was a pretty open-ended question. In terms of the church here, you guys were two churches that actually merged into one church.
Yeah, so after the earthquake, there are two separate churches, a C3 church and the South City church. And we were both in the city centre, both having similar goals to reach our city, and we basically joined together and became one church 2 years ago. And so now we're sharing a building, we're sharing staff, and amazing things happening. We're growing. Every week we're getting so many new people, and our worship team is growing, which is also great.
Awesome. How do you see the power of collaboration in terms of churches working together? How does that reflect in worship? What does that do to a worship team or a worship ministry?
Well, ministry can be really isolating, I suppose. It's really easy to get kind of sucked into your own church and just everything about your church, but we've found that as we start to kind of open up and receive other people from other churches, but also give out to other churches, you know, we are blessed, we're so blessed, and we grow in our capacity to love each other, but also to love God. And so we've been really blessed by even just having you guys here with us. You're so fun to hang out with, and our guys just love being inspired by you, but also, you know, you make them laugh, and they just really feel refreshed.
So Chris, this was your first time here in New Zealand?
Yeah.
And you're not jet lagged at all, anything like that?
No, had good travel. Yeah.
So what are some takeaways that you had from the conference and what you experienced?
Like we were talking earlier, it's been really cool to see how eager the people of Christchurch and really the surrounding area, all of the conference attendees, have been very eager to learn and sharpen their skills and listen, and it's been very interesting to see, and that's really what the Church Collective is all about, is equipping and empowering and encouraging worship leaders and creatives all over the world. And so it's been great to be a part of that fleshed out on the other side of the planet.
Man, that's great, dude. And we've just really enjoyed being here, and it's been such an honor. We believe what God's doing in this city. It's been cool to be back here. I've been here 3 times now over the last 2 years, and every time you come back, the city's just changing so much because of the rebuilding that's going on.
Yeah.
And I think the physical is such a reflection of what God's doing spiritually here in this area and the city. And we love it. We love what God's doing here. We believe in it. And we are so for you guys and what you're doing here in the city as well.
Thanks so much, guys. We have loved hosting you, and whenever you want to come back.
Well, thanks. Thank you, guys. We're going to be doing more identity conferences this year around the States. We've got a conference coming up in Peru in July, and then in 2016 we're going to be in Europe and other state conferences as well. So thanks, guys.